People want to know, how did this come about? Why did you do it? I can answer why. Although, honestly, sometimes you don't know why when you say yes to something until you're in it. And why I said yes to it is probably the better place to start with that. Because I saw an opportunity, first of all, to do something I'd never done before, not, in a new medium. I was just kind of ready. I was in between some projects, and I think I just felt like this was worth trying, even though at first I didn't know what a web series was. And I think because I wanted to write about young people, I wanted to, it's always theatrical, and to write about people at a place in their lives where they're going through transformations. I mean, who has more struggles than a teenager? I don't know, in that kind of way. So I think the why is also, a layered thing. I'm just glad that I said yes and decided to do this thing.
When I first saw the first edited episode of Anyone But Me, I thought, oh, it looks like TV. And then I thought, I should never speak on camera again. And I can't believe I make those faces. And oh my God, I need to shut down the browser right now. So it was a journey.
Oh man. Okay, well, I guess this starts kind of from the audition, and I've told this story several times, but it it still feels so special every time I think about it. I got an email through the NYU listserv, and I had recently graduated from NYU, about this project that was auditioning, and it was a web series. And at that time, people were like, "What's a web series?" But I saw that it had a writer producer from the L Word, and I read, so immediately I was like, oh, what is this? And then I read the breakdown specifically for Aster, and I was like, this is basically me. And you get handed, like, the universe drops those parts in your lap every once in a while where you read it and you're like, wait a second, what? And that's how I felt about this. And so I wrote a very passionate email about how I wished a show like this was around when I was a teenager. And they called me in, even though submissions had been closed at that point. So that's all to say, write passionate emails. They work sometimes. And so I was called in and called back, and when I was called back, Rachael and I actually both read for Vivian and Aster, which was hilarious thinking about it now. But it was pretty clear who was who, I think, by the end of that. So I was very excited to be cast. I remember, like, celebrating with my girlfriend at the time, and just, like, being so excited to be part of something that was also a cause that I feel so strongly about in a community that I'm a part of. So yeah, I recall that excitement vividly.
I think the episode where Gabe and Jodie are both going on blind dates, and again leaving open the possibility that they are accidentally going on the same blind date, that was sort of fun to play. And whatever, I'm sort of unclear on episodes because I sort of remember scenes, but we were in that same kitchen for a couple of scenes. I don't know if it was multiple episodes, but basically that kitchen were my favorite scenes.
Viv, I'm going to be out tonight, just so you know.
Okay.
Do you like this top? Because I'm having second thoughts.
Hey, just want to let you know I'm not going to be around tonight. Probably back pretty late. Jacket or no jacket?
You guys know you're being weird, right?
I sort of have a date.
You have a date? I have a date.
Really? Yeah. I didn't think you knew anyone around here.
I don't. It's a blind date.
There's nothing wrong with a blind date. I have had blind dates. You could say I have one tonight.
Someone please make it stop.
When I saw the first episode of Anyone But Me, and there's that beautiful scene down by Battery Park, and Rachel's voiceover, and Nicole and Rachel just having that terrible moment that so many of us have had as young people, where you think you've really found your soulmate, and then something beyond your control is going to wrench you apart. And then the beautiful scene with Rachel and Dan on their steps, and just the camaraderie that they had. And then I didn't think I looked half bad in my footage, so I was pretty as the English would say on the great British baking show, I felt pretty chuffed about it. Felt pretty chuffed about the whole shebang.
So Anyone But Me has had a ton of people come through the door to help make it. You know, from our producers to our crew to our cinematographers to everybody, from our scripties that I loved, they were my right-hand people, to everybody. But you know, one person in particular, you know, we wouldn't have this show without, and that's Lita, who is our co-executive producer, who had man, has given us so much. I mean, it's, you know, it's really hard to, you know, when you want to make stuff, we're writing stuff and you want to get into production and you want to direct stuff. I mean, it costs so much money to make this stuff, and you know, and it's so hard, and you want to tell stories, but you need that person. You need that person that believes in you and that says, I like what you're doing, I believe in you, you know, here's some money to go make it. And without Lita, we wouldn't have made this show. Without her believing in this show, we wouldn't be here. And it's such an amazing thing to have somebody believe in your work and believe that what you're doing is important. And I never, ever took that for granted. And it was a huge gift to make this show. And I sure hope Lita realizes what an impact this show made on everybody, and that her doing this thing and believing in us and giving us, you know, the financial freedom, somewhat freedom. I mean, we, you know, let's not go overboard. But we try to be sensible when we make the show. You know, but her believing in us and saying, here you go, guys, go make some more. You know, I just can't thank her enough. And you know, I hope all of you other filmmakers out there sometimes at some point get somebody that believes in you and that wants to help you out, because it's an amazing gift and you don't have it very often. And so thank you, Lita.